Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. In researching different topics in order to discuss, sit up a bit, things on this video, I came across something that just infuriated me. And I'm thinking back to when I was diagnosed. I went to the doctor because I was always thirsty, and my mom had sort of noticed maybe I was losing a bit of weight. Lord knows I had tried for years, it wasn't able to, but she went out to bingo, and before she went to bingo I was drinking water, and I don't know, she got home, it was probably around 11 o'clock, and I was drinking water. And she said, "God, you seem to be drinking quite a bit of water." I said, "Yeah, I'm always thirsty." Well, something clicked. I don't know where she found out about it, but she turned to me and said, "That seems very strange, doesn't it?" I can't remember if she mentioned diabetes at that time, but I can remember a friend of mine said he and his friend went to the store to get some treats, and he was a diabetic. So he had to get a piece of fruit. Okay. But what really antagonizes me even more is that number of cases of type 1 diabetes misdiagnosed. Now, it can mimic a whole bunch of diseases, and I think it's important to remember that type 1 diabetes should be first and foremost. If you're drinking, if you're losing weight, know the symptoms. If you're getting sick and sicker and sicker, and there's a story online that really kind of caught my really got my blood boiling. And this was that this doctor misdiagnosed because her brother had strep throat, that she had strep throat, and her blood sugars just kept climbing. And I'm not too sure, I think she slipped into coma twice. But really, if there's any symptom of diabetes, parents, push your doctor to do a blood sugar. Most doctors have a glucometer in their office. They can do it. It doesn't cost the health millions and millions and millions. Probably cheaper to get a blood test for diabetes than it is, I don't know, to get strep. So, it really infuriates me that doctors aren't eyes wide open. Now, if an older person came in here overweight and maybe was thirsty, they probably think, well, let's test you for diabetes. But kids, hell no. It's not even worth doing a simple test. This little girl died in the summer of 2016, and there was no need for it. She just went into diabetic coma, and I'm trying to remember it all. Her brain swelled because so much sugar. And, me today thinking that's astronomical. And it's still happening. This was 2016. Why are we allowing this to happen? Parents should know the signs of type 1 diabetes. If teachers notice that a kid is needing to go to the washroom quite a bit, maybe they need to get a test done. Where it is so aggravating that type 1 diabetes can be taken care of. There can be a cure. But, you know, oh no, it's something else, so I think it's this, I think it's that. If your son or your daughter is drinking a lot more water, is getting sicker, she's getting an awful lot of infections, get it checked out. Don't allow what happened to this little girl happen to your children. It annoys me, it frustrates me. The first year after having diabetes, I thought it was the greatest thing. Well, it wasn't the greatest thing to have diabetes, but, you know, I had lost all this weight, and I thought, damn, that's got to be the quickest thing. But I think back and thinking, you know, if my mother didn't realize and know the symptoms, I could have probably been sent home from the doctor and say, well, he looks perfectly healthy to me. But another little thing we need to look for, or a couple of things actually. One, most people know that it's thirst, and I'm talking, thirst is unstoppable. You're just sitting there drinking, and after you're done drinking, you're asking for more. You're getting up, you're urinating a lot, you're losing weight, and I'm talking that losing weight is dramatic and fast. Because I know going to grade 8, I'd got a new shirt. It was a Star Wars shirt. It was red with yellow lettering. It said Star Wars on it. And I just can remember it was almost too small. I mean, I was a big boy. Granted, I'm also a big man, but... And by October, I was losing so much weight. And even when I went into the hospital, I continued losing weight. And I can remember I was put into a semi-private room with a washroom right in the corner. And I used that quite a bit for the first couple of days. But then, you know, my blood sugars started to improve and I started feeling better. But what if my mom didn't know the symptoms? I would be in intensive care. I don't know if I'd be here. And you know, people, oh yes, you're being so dramatic. But this is that so many people don't know A, the symptoms of a heart attack, and B, the symptoms of juvenile diabetes, or type 1 diabetes, sorry. My old age is showing now. But you need to make sure you know the symptoms. 1, is your son or daughter drinking a lot? I'm talking non-stop. 2, are they losing weight? And I mean, it's drastic stuff. It's sort of like, well, you know, over the past 30 days, you've lost 5 pounds. We're talking, like, for me, it was well over 100 pounds. is your son or your daughter being sick? And I'm talking like the flu, throwing up. There's many other infections not healing. But ask your doctor for blood tests. Don't say, and they say, no, I think it's this. Just ask him to check anyway. Because type 1 diabetes, while it can't be cured, it can certainly be controlled. And who knows, more and more, it's looking like positive outcomes going to be coming in the next few years. So, if your son or your daughter is showing any signs of diabetes, go online, say what are the symptoms of type 1 diabetes. You'll find the list. But it just really got me angry that people aren't taking this seriously, and a lot of doctors don't know what the symptoms are, because it's all type 2. You know, type 2 diabetics, there's so many more that they all take a look at that. Don't let diabetes take your son or your daughter. Hope that helped. I hope it helped a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye now.